Meghan Markle, has she now inadvertently created even more drama for the British royal family? But more importantly, how? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London today. We're outside the world famous London Palladium. And if you see that little blue plaque behind me, a lot of American fans of the show may, of course, remember this particular name. It's Lord Grade of Elstree. Now, Lord Grade, of course, was responsible for sending over so many shows to the US market, you know, those ITC shows. Things like, of course, The Persuaders, Danger Man, Man in a Suitcase, all that sort of stuff. Brilliant shows from the 60s and early 70s. He was a true pioneer of entertainment, and it's fitting really here because it's here at the London Palladium where he used to regularly greet major members, senior members should I say, of the British royal family, like of course our wonderful late Queen Mother, our current monarch Queen Elizabeth, and of course all other members. In fact, it was here that some lesser people, shall we say, actually met some ex-royals. Who we're talking about, of course? Meghan and Harry. Because outside this particular theatre there's been lots of drama over the years, but now it seemingly Meghan has created even more drama over the pond. That's all thanks, of course, to her recent appearance on the lowly rated Ellen DeGeneres show. Now the bigger problem with that is, as we know, we saw the debacle of her squatting and drinking baby's milk and all that sort of stuff. Well, that really all sort of pales into insignificance because inadvertently or deliberately it appears that Meghan herself has now dropped, shall we say, someone quite high level within the British royal family in something of hot water. And here's the reason why. With Meghan, of course, she was delighting fans, allegedly, with her insight into her brand new ex-royal life. You know, the Halloween party, the car story that we've all heard before, things like that, you know. And it was supposed to sort of resonate with people of the level that people thought, well, you know, she's kind of normal, she's like us, you know, that type of thing. Did it work for you? Certainly didn't click for me. But of course, Ellen was desperate to do something. After all, it's now a toxic show that's seriously being cancelled or decided by Ellen not to carry on after the debacle of her being a bully and treating her staff appallingly. But Meghan swept all that aside, even though she's all about inclusivity. As we know, Meghan then decided to describe her friendship with, of course, Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack, which goes back quite a long way seemingly. But that really did trigger some alarm bells for senior members of the British monarchy over here. And this is the problem now for Princess Eugenie because, of course, as we know, all senior members of the British royal family are very nervous about anything getting out simply back to Meghan or Harry because they seemingly want to monetize everything, drop bombshells in, talk about how bad the family is. If you think I'm being cruel, just think back to the Oprah Winfrey interview. Just think back to, of course, Prince Harry's Apple TV series about genetic pain. It's relentless. So now, of course, inadvertently or I say deliberately, Meghan appears to have dropped Princess Eugenie really in it. Now, I'm not saying for one moment that she would be saying anything or repeating anything, and as ever on the show we always have to say allegedly. Now, I've met, of course, both princesses and they're absolutely delightful. Beatrice and Eugenie are wonderful, and as you know, I'm also a huge fan of Sarah Ferguson. Putting aside all of her misdemeanors, she's great fun, let me tell you that. Really good fun sport girl. People over here are very worried, of course, about whatever conversation could get out. And I don't mean on purpose, it could be, well, undeliberately. But the problem is, of course, as we know, it may not even be Harry and Meghan, but the people around them need those scraps to make sure that they retain some level of, well, interest, thanks to their connection with the British monarchy. And once again, it appears that Meghan, as I say, deliberately or not deliberately, has seemingly dropped someone in it. I wonder how long it will be before, of course, someone finds themselves out of the friend zone for good. Neil Sean at the London Palladium in the heart of London.